It's time again for the Science Bowl.
Zoo Parade for 5. What big teeth the hippo has are actually a pair of these. Science Potpourri for 10. Would a snake most likely eat every day? Every week, Dateline Science for 10. Why are some elephants wearing necklaces these days? Green things for 15.
And now, here's your host, Mr. Z himself, Dave Zarin.
Thank you and welcome to the Science Bowl. Here we are at the end of the middle school competition, down to our last 4 teams. The first of 2 semifinal games and then a county championship. Who will it be? It could be one of the 2 schools we're about to meet here in our first semifinal. Let's meet them right now. First from Accokeek Academy, say hello to Shuja. Nice to have you back. Seth is wearing his Accokeek Academy shirt, looking good over there. He's an eagle and ready to take off too. Is Jace over there? Jace, nice to have you back as well. Joining them, another wonderful team from Greenbelt. Let's meet Timothy. They're wearing green over there as they should. Nice to have you back, Tim. Their captain is Livia is here. And Joseph, nice to have you on our Science Bowl panel as well. Here on the Science Bowl, we have categories of questions, 6 of them. If you're not familiar with them, let's share them with you right now.
Okay, Mr. Z, here's today's categories. Green things, questions about plants and all things green and growing. Zoo Parade, a Noah's Ark of questions about animals. Body systems, we'll see how much you know about yourself, about things like breathing and growing and digesting your food. Let's get physical. Questions that test your knowledge of physics and chemistry, earth science and space science. Then there's Science Potpourri. Here's a grab bag of science questions, everything from air pollution to the kitchen sink. And finally, Dateline Science. We'll ask you about science history and science in the news.
And here in the Science Bowl, we arrange our game board according to question difficulty, with the easier questions worth 5 and 10 points, the tougher ones worth 15, 20, and ultimately 25, the toughest of them all. Both of our teams start out at 50 points. No deductions for any correct answers. Any incorrect answers at the end of the 2 rounds, we will have the first of our 2 finalists. We want to make sure everything is working properly before we start, so let's go over to that red team. Seth, would you try your buzzer? Looks and sounds good. Good luck to you and to Shuja and to Jace. Livia, would you try the green teams? Everything is looking good over there as well. Tim and Livia and Joseph. Congratulations, guys. We started out with 16 middle schools. We're down to our final 4. It's like the NCAA, and we're headed to that championship. And to make it this far is a real tribute to your skill and your knowledge and your sportsmanship. And we congratulate you. Everybody wins just for being here, and especially you guys. We go alphabetically. Let's have a great game. A before G. So Accokeek and Seth, let's play this game. Go.
Let's get physical for 25.
Physical for 25, the big one in that category. Alka-Seltzer is a medical drug that works as a pain reliever and an antacid, which neutralizes stomach acidity and helps with heartburn. The pain reliever used in Alka-Seltzer is aspirin. The antacid used in Alka-Seltzer is otherwise known as sodium bicarbonate.
Baking soda?
Yes, ma'am, it is baking soda. Nicely done. Got yourself 25 points to start our game. Go, Livia.
Green things for 20?
Green, 20 points. Here's your question. Most of our deciduous trees like oaks and maples have tiny flowers without much color and no scent, which is why they are pollinated this way. Greenbelt.
Wind? By wind?
By wind. They are anemophilous, absolutely. That is the reason a lot of us get allergies in the year, because all of that pollen is being blown away around from those trees. Nicely done. Go again, green.
Dateline for 20?
Dateline, 20 points. Question is as follows. It's been reported that this cartilaginous apex predator. Yes?
A shark?
A shark, absolutely. 1.5 times our DNA, and they have been marauding the seas for hundreds of millions of years. You got that on cartilaginous. That was great. Very impressed with that. Go again. Zoo Parade for 25 points. Big one in that category. In Rudyard Kipling's book, The Jungle Book, Baloo is a bear. Uh-oh. What do you want to tell me?
Hibernate.
Again?
It hibernates.
Not quite, Chase. Good try. Bears indeed do that. In Rudyard Kipling's The Jungle Book, Baloo is a bear, specifically a sloth bear. but it is an unusual bear. It is Myrmicophagus. It eats ants and termites only, but it still belongs, Greenbelt, to what you initialed groups of animals that includes all bears.
Ursa?
Ursa, that's it. That ursine is the adjective we would have taken as well. Nicely done. Good comeback. Nice try there, Jace. Go Greenbelt.
Science potpourri for 25.
Potpourri for 25. Big one in that category is a visual. Look at the monitor, please, in the studio. Maybe you've been to this place if you've been down to Virginia. If you visit Luray Caverns in Virginia, you might see the giant lithophone, a pipeless organ made of 37 of these long, all right, say it specifically so we can hear it. Yes. Not quite, not quite. Accokeek, you get yourself 25 points. If you can look at that picture, that's a lithophone, a pipeless organ made of 37 of these long limestone icicles that hang from the ceiling. What do we call those?
Stalactites.
You got that right. Those are indeed stalactites. Good. Got yourself 25 points. You're back in the game. Go, Seth.
Dateline science for 25. Dateline science for 25.
The big one in the category, Dateline. Here it is. The late teacher, Krista McAuliffe, who now appears on a new silver dollar, was one of the astronauts who perished in 1986, Greenbelt.
The Challenger?
The Challenger, absolutely right, exploded down there in Florida, January 28th. Nicely done. Good answer. Go green.
Green things for 25.
Green for 25. The so-called century plant, a kind of aloe that grows in hot climates like the desert, is one of these S-initialed Greenbelt.
A succulent?
It is a succulent, like cacti. Absolutely right. You're on your game today. All right, Greenbelt, go.
Body systems for 25.
Body system for 25 points. Look at the monitor, please. We have another visual question for you. President Biden revealed last summer that he wears a CPAP. Yes, sir.
Sleep apnea.
You got that right. You wear that if you suffer from sleep apnea. Shooters, thank you for your help on that. Nice work. Go. Red.
Science potpourri for 20.
Potpourri, 20 points. Question is as follows. The dial of destiny in a recent Indiana Jones movie was a device that could predict eclipses and make time travel possible. It was based on an actual device thought to have been invented by this ancient Greek. Greenbelt.
Archimedes?
Archimedes, absolutely right. The one who proved that the king's crown was not made of gold using that bathtub, then ran through the streets naked yelling Eureka. What a sight that must have been. Got yourself 20 more points. 210 to 100. Greenbelt, it's been all you, but we have lots of points to give away. Go, Livia.
Physical for 20.
Physical, 20 points. People, this is multiple choice, even people who don't agree with scientific truths are not known to question the accuracy of this scientist when they're flying at 36,000 feet.
No, it's a scientist.
Let me, we'll repeat the question for Greenbelt. Greenbelt, even people who don't agree with scientific truths are not known to question the accuracy of this scientist when they're flying at 36,000 feet, since he explained how airplane wings provide lift. Was that Torricelli, Fibonacci, or Bernoulli?
Bernoulli?
Bernoulli, absolutely right. How an airplane wing lifts and keeps us in the air. Nicely done. That buzzer says we've come to the end of the first round. 100 for Accokeek. They're up to 230 points over there at Greenbelt. We'll be back with the second half of Science Bowl in just a moment. Don't go away. And welcome back to Science Bowl. Here it is, the semifinals in our middle school competition in this, our 38th year. 4 outstanding schools playing for the chance to become the new champion here in Science Bowl history. Accokeek has never been a champ. Greenbelt did win the championship back in 2016, and I know they would love to repeat, and Accokeek would like to be there for the very first time. Let's find out about our players before we go any farther with more questions. Let's go to Accokeek. And Seth, tell us about Accokeek. Why is it such a great place to be in school?
It's a great place because the environment's nice, the children are friendly, there's a great education. Our PSAT scores are very high, it's overall just a great place.
Wow. You should be in public relations. That is a wonderful advertisement for Accokeek, and your sincerity comes through. What is it that you like best about what you do at Accokeek?
What I like best is probably like the school challenges me. It gives me the learning that I need to improve.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what schools are all about, right? Yeah. Tell me about what you do in your spare time. I know you like movies and like football and basketball. And someday, what do you hope to do?
What I hope to do in the future, I would like to be a pilot or a mechanical engineer and possibly a civil engineer.
And they got to go together. They go together, yeah. We're in great need of wonderful pilots right now. And so keep to that dream. Tell us who your principal is.
My principal is Dr. Judy Adams. She's always around. She's just a great person in general.
That's wonderful. I bet she appreciates hearing that. And who was the great coach at your school?
Our coach is Paula Emerson. She's very nice. She's there every week, making sure that we're ready for Science Bowl, ready for today, and prepared to fight.
Yeah, she's got a great work ethic. Indefatigable. I like that word. You never tires. Is always at it. Thank you very much, Judy and Paula, for all that you've done. And before I leave you, Seth, alternates on your team. First names.
Nora and Jemiah.
Thank you, Shuja, for helping him out. Thank you, Seth. You did a nice job there. Shuja, tell us about yourself. What do you do in your spare time?
I play video games, but I also just like to read. I like to read the headlines about different things that are going on in the world. It just interests me. But walking is another good pastime, and reading. It's just really fun.
And you know, I can tell that you keep up with the news. You have a curiosity about about the world, and you're just the kind of person who does really well on Science Bowl, as you're proving here today. What do you want to do someday?
I want to be a forensic pathologist.
Wow, yeah. There are a lot of shows on television that seem to popularize that, and it takes so many different skills to do that. Something tells me you'll be successful at that. Jason, nice to have you back. Jason, you were on the Fort Foote championship team here a couple years ago. Now you're here again playing in your middle school years. What's it like to be back?
It's great.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, how did you prepare for today? What did you do any differently than you've done before?
I decided to listen more carefully.
Listen more carefully.
And time it correctly.
Yeah.
Better.
You know, one of the great skills in life is to be a good listener. Everybody wants to jump in all the time. I would tell people about what you're thinking, but if you sit and listen, a lot will come to you. Nice to have you back, Jason. Let's go over to Greenbelt and Livia. Livia, tell us about Greenbelt. What makes it a great school?
At Greenbelt, we have multiple programs like the TAG program, Honors program, and Chinese Immersion.
That's an awful lot to recommend it. And for those of us that are keeping up with the news, we know that Greenbelt is now at the center of a lot of news because the FBI headquarters is destined to come here. It's going to be years away, but it will change the nature of Greenbelt in many different ways. I know you like to crochet, is that right? And you have an artistic talent because I'm looking at some of the things you drew for me last time when you were here. Tell me who your coach is.
Our coaches are the wonderful Dr. Pit and Miss Pagunson.
And wonderful is exactly the way to describe it. They too are indefatigable, and they have a tremendous discipline when it comes to this. And your principal?
Yes, our principal is the magnificent Mr. Clement.
Magnificent Marcus Clement, yes indeed. And I know he's trying to be here today. Maybe he'll show up before we finish today. And alternates on your team, any of them?
Our two alternates are Xiaoting and Nusaiba, although Nusaiba could not make it today.
Well, you guys are doing just a fine job without them. And tell me about yourself, Livia, other than your artwork here. What do you want to do professionally? Have you thought about that?
I was maybe interested in something with psychology or music production.
Very nice, yeah. Good start. Speaking of discipline, you obviously have that. You guys have prepared so well. Tim, nice to have you with us today. What's it like to be back?
It's kind of fun, but sometimes I don't know as many of the answers, but then there are a few that I know really well.
Yeah. What grade you in, Tim?
6th.
6th grade, yeah. So you can play another year with us, and so actually up through the 8th grade. So you're still honing your skills, but you're a wonderful part of the team. What do you want to do someday, Tim?
I want to become an engineer, probably an electrical engineer.
Nicely done, yeah. One of those STEAM subjects, yeah. Science and math, they just kind of go together, don't they? Joe, nice to have you with us today. What brings you to the show? Your family has a history with us, correct? Tell us about that.
We had an older sibling come on the show, and then we've both gone on.
That's great. What do you want to do someday, Joe?
I'm kind of stuck with that question, but probably like Timothy, something in the engineering field.
Yeah. How'd you prepare for today? Did you guys do anything differently other than when you were here first time, since you knew it was a semifinal?
Not really. We just kept practicing.
You're very laid back there, Joe. That's the laid backness of confidence, and you're doing a nice job here today. Let's get back into the game. Score right now, 100 for Accokeek, and Greenbelt is at 230. Last correct answer came from the green team. So, Livia, let's get back in there. Lots of points to give away. Go ahead.
Zoo Parade for 20.
Zoo Parade for 20 points to get us started. Narwhals have a tusk. And just like the tusks on elephants and warthogs and walruses, the narwhals is a very... Yes, Seth.
Teeth.
No. No. It's in canine. Canine?
What's your answer?
It's a canine.
It is a canine, absolutely right, yes. Yeah. And don't ring in unless you have it. I liked your back and forth there. You came up with the right answer. All of those tusks are elongated canine teeth. Well done. Go, Seth.
Body systems for 20.
Body for 20 points. Your body's pacemaker, a mass of cells that sends electrical signals to make your heart beat, is located in this upper chamber, Greenbelt.
The atrium.
Yes, it is specifically the right atrium. We also would have accepted auricle, which is another word. Nicely done. Go green.
Green things for 15.
Green, 15 points. Chia seeds, best known for blooming on ceramic animals and ceramic heads, are actually a kind of this G initialed. Looking for a word that begins with a G.
Gymnosperm.
Not gymnosperm. That's a good word, though. Not quite. Let me repeat. Chia seeds for Greenbelt, best known for blooming on ceramic animals and ceramic heads, are actually a kind of this G initial plant, similar to millet, oats, barley, and rice.
Grain.
Grain, yes. It's a kind of grain. Yeah, you guys would have gotten that if I'd gotten into that list. All right, go again. Green.
Let's get physical for 15.
Physical, 15 points. Iceland is much in the news these days. It's famous for its magma, which is often released as lava in volcanic eruptions. The positive side of all that hot magma underground is that there's plenty of this G initialed.
Geysers.
Say it.
Geysers.
Not geyser. It's a good guess. Good guess. Greenbelt, because of all the positive side of all that hot magma underground in Iceland, there's plenty of this G initial kind of energy available.
Geothermal.
Geothermal. And I guess you guys were thinking about that too. Go, Livia.
Dateline for 15.
Dateline for 15 points. This sounds strange. It is true. Scientists have found a way to recycle solar panels. To recover the component materials, all you need to do is nuke them in one of these common kitchen
Microwave.
You put them in a microwave, a very big microwave. That's it. Thanks, Chase. Go, Seth. Go, Shuja.
Science potpourri for 15.
Potpourri, 15 points. Michael Crichton got the idea for writing his book Jurassic Park from a friend who was an entomologist, a scientist.
Studies bugs.
Studies bugs, that's right. One of our judges is an entomologist too. A bug person, you got it. Got the points for the green team. We'll turn out that light over there and let Livia pick again.
Zoo Parade for 15.
Zoo, 15 points. The title of a best-selling book, Where the Crawdads Sing, was misleading since crawdads, better known as crayfish, can't carry a tune.
Trachea.
What
They
are you
lack
thinking?
a trachea.
What's that?
They lack a trachea.
No.
Larynx.
No. Good try there, Seth. Good try. I'd shoot you. A title of a best-selling book, Where the Crawdads Sing, Greenbelt, was misleading since crawdads, better known as crayfish, they can't carry a tune, belonging as they do to this C initial group of arthropods.
Crustaceans.
Crustaceans, yeah. Crawdads are crustaceans. All right. Go again, Greenbelt.
Zoo Parade for 15.
Zoo, 15 points.
We just did
Sorry?
that. Sorry.
Did we
Body.
just have that one?
Yeah.
Judges, Zoo for 15 was just taken? Okay. So, I'm sorry, Livia. Zoo for 15, we will turn that light out. Okay, go ahead, Olivia.
Body systems for 15.
Body for 15 points. Los Angeles Angels center fielder Mike Trout missed this year's All-Star baseball game because he fractured his hamate, H-A-M-A-T-E, one of these C-initialed bones in his wrist. Greenbelt.
A carpal.
A carpal, yeah, one of the carpal bones in his wrist. Yeah, great player. Go, Green.
Physical for 10.
Guys, don't be talking while we're reading the question. Thank you very much. I'm sorry, Olivia, go again. Physical for 10 points. This is very interesting. A small space rock, about 50 feet in diameter, that's looping around the Earth, but is gravitationally bound by the sun, is being called our mini what? The Greenbelt.
Moon.
Yeah, it's our mini moon up there. Absolutely right. Go, Green.
Green things for 10.
Green, 10 points. Coffee fruits, which contain the flavorful coffee beans, are called these, just like the fruits on the tree George Washington supposedly cut down. Greenbelt.
Cherries.
Cherries, that's right. Thanks, Joe. Yeah, they're called coffee cherries. Good. Go, Green.
Zoo parade for 10.
Zoo parade for 10 points. Paleontologists recently found a 3-foot-long dinosaur bone in Laurel, Maryland, that was determined to be one of these T-initialed leg bones. Accokeek.
Tibia.
Tibia is right, yes, otherwise known as the shin bone. Good. All right,
There's
go.
no way we're gonna
Accokeek.
win.
Seth, you're the captain. You get to choose.
Body systems for 10.
Good. All right. Body system for 10 points. If an eye doctor gives you the Ishihara test, it is to determine if you're colorblind. The inability to discriminate between what two colors? What two colors, Greenbelt?
Red and green.
Red and green, like we have here on our Science Bowl set. That's it. Good. Go, Green.
Potpourri for 10.
Ruby Gilman is the teenage version of one of these K-initialed, Greenbelt?
Kraken.
The Kraken. Release the Kraken. Absolutely right. You're on your game over there. Go again, Green.
Zoo parade for 5.
I'm sorry.
Zoo parade for 5.
Zoo parade for 5 points. While not a superhero like Spider-Man or Ant-Man, a scientist who studies ichthyology might be called this man.
Fish.
Seth.
Fish.
Yeah, he's the fish man. Go red. Accokeek. Seth, you pick.
Dateline size for 10.
Dateline for 10 points. Multiple choice. Paleontologists in South America have discovered a new species of megaraptor that they have nicknamed Freddy Krueger because it has huge teeth. What do you want to say?
I'll pass it to Jace.
Jace?
Canines?
Not canines. They called it Freddy Krueger, Greenbelt, because this dinosaur had huge teeth, long claws on its hands, or spikes on its tail.
Long claws.
Long claws, just like Freddy Krueger, the Nightmare on Elm Street. That's it. Our buzzer has rung, and we've come to the end of this first semifinal game. We'll be back with a wrap-up in just a moment. Don't go away. And welcome back. Well, it was a great game here today, and you know, when these stakes are high, there are a lot of emotions here, and you know, people get upset. But as I said at the beginning, all of these young people are winners, and I know you would agree with me. Let's go over and look at that final tally. Accokeek is at 150, Greenbelt 375. Congratulations to Greenbelt. You're going on to the finals, maybe a second county championship. Livia, who do you bring with you today?
Mr. Gunson and Dr. Pippett, our principal, Mr. Clement, and our alternate, Xiaoting.
You are all integral parts of this team, and we wish you best of luck in the finals here. And a nice round of applause for that Accokeek team here. Shuja and Seth and Jace, wonderful young people. You're all great sports, and you're smart kids, and you're going to do well whatever you want to do. And Seth, who's standing behind you there?
This is Nora, and this is Jemiah.
That's right. I see some smiles over there. Come on. You guys made it to the semifinals. You did really good here. Let's wave to the camera out there. Everybody, thanks for joining us. I'm Dave Zarin. We'll see you for the next semifinal game and the middle school finals. Until then, bye-bye. And thank you for watching. Bye-bye.